GM. FOMOverse Radio. This is your show host, Austin Hamilton. Today we have WSAVAS on the show. What up, Will?
What's up, Austin? GM? How are you, man? Of
I'm doing great, man. Thanks for coming on.
course, my pleasure.
Well, why don't you start off by telling us a little bit about yourself, and maybe we can get into some crypto and NFTs from there.
100%, sure thing. Well, married man, 1 year, one little bit over a 1 year old now. She's been occupying my time up a lot recently. But started in crypto 2016, 2017. Got into, that whole cycle over there, kind of rode that out and got into NFTs back in 2020 early on, and kind of history from there. It's been a fun process.
Wow. So you kind of dipped your feet in early into the crypto scene. There was a little meme I seen yesterday. It was with Vince McMahon. And it read, "Oh, so you got into Bitcoin around 4 grand and ETH around 100? You must be rich." And it's
Yeah, it'd be
showing,
nice. Work like
it's,
that.
it's showing him crying, and he's like, "No, just, just cut it."
Well,
So,
like say circumstances that come into that, right? So
that's so awesome. When you first got into crypto back in 2016, 2017, what were you looking for then? Or like were you buying a lot, or were you just like maybe putting in a couple $100s? What?
it's like 2016. I mean, I had a buddy that reached out to me. He's like, if you're at Bitcoin, I'm like, yeah, I've been seeing a lot of it, but I'm like, I don't know if it's the right move. Da, da, da. It's like jumped up a crazy amount. Um, and was like, I'll take a look at it, I'll watch it, see what happens. So like I continued to watch over the next couple of months and saw Bitcoin just kept going up. Ethereum kind of right after that. I was like, okay, Bitcoin's been moving. I'm a finance guy kind of at heart, so I'm like
Okay.
nothing goes up forever. So there's got to be something else coming in the back that's not people aren't noticing yet. So then like I saw Ripple, which was XRP at the
Hmm.
XRP knows what that is. I think it was around 5-6 cents when I first saw it, and I was like, I got to make a move on this. I got to get some money and buy this coin. So figuring out how to put money in at first and kind of like going through
Hmm.
that red tape, I guess, back in the day because it was much harder than it is now.
What
It took
was
me a
that
couple-
off of like an exchange, or like what platform were you
I
buying?
definitely did it through an exchange. Yeah, I
Okay.
definitely like straight through like MetaMask or anything like that. I think it was maybe Cryptopia at the time, or I definitely registered for Binance, but I wasn't sure if I got in that early enough for that.
Hmm.
So that was like kind of like the barrier of entry, right? You had to wait a couple of days to like get approval or just get your money to transfer over. And by that time, how quickly things move here. XRP went from like 5-6 cents when I was looking at it up to 30, and I was like, fuck.
Wow.
So money finally was in there. I put some money in, and XRP ended up ripping to like around like $2.
Oh my
Uh,
God.
yeah, and it went pretty wild from there. And then I took that out, went into Tron,
Yep.
TRX,
Yep.
and that shot up from I think I got in around 6-7 cents, and it went up to like 30. And I
So
think I
is
got on top.
Tron banned or something right now?
Is it? I'm not 100% sure. I've been following it too much. I know Justin's son is always interesting character, and he always has something going on in the background. And
So a while back, I had a good friend of mine, and he bought, kind of like similar when you did.
yeah,
And this was like a year or so ago. I was trying to help him. Okay, maybe he had it in like a wallet that was like in another country, or he had it on like Binance.com, and he wasn't able to like withdraw it to the Binance US. There was some weird barrier thing. I couldn't
yeah.
figure it out, and I was like, dude, I think you're fucked, man.
Back then, it really did feel like that.
Yeah. Oh my God. So speaking of, getting railed, have you experienced like getting hacked, or like do you know somebody that you don't have to like say their name, but like something tragic has happened to them?
Yeah, I mean, luckily, I've never experienced getting hacked. Knock on wood, hopefully never have to. I've been pretty careful with my stuff and, signing transactions and not clicking suspicious links. I mean, we've all been there where we've been on there and probably been pretty close to it. I think I've been pretty close to it a couple times, but never made that full move. But I do know a couple people that have, and kind of did wipe them out big time. A lot of
Oof.
people that ended up getting, exposed to, the whole FTX crash.
Mm.
A buddy close to me, that I sent him a link for something, and he ended up just like Googling it after and not clicking the
Oh,
link that I sent him. And I think he was going to an OpenSea collection, and it looked just like OpenSea, et cetera, et cetera. He signed the link, and then all of his stuff got drained. And I was like, it
oh
wasn't
my
like a
god.
tremendous amount of stuff, but it was probably like 50 to $70,000 worth of stuff, which
Oh no, that's
hurt big time.
yeah, that's a lot of stuff.
And
I've
then early
been.
Net gateway days, believe it or not, I had one of my best friends just got him into the space. He was buying a couple things here and there. It was like super early on, so it was like Boss Logic stuff,
Okay.
some other things, and like they were there for like the pump, right?
Hmm.
And he never put 2FA on his account.
Mm.
He only had about 7 or 8 NFTs, but they were like worth 25, 30K. So one day I was like, dude, you probably should start selling some stuff, da da da. And he went on and they were all gone. And like we were like, shit, that's a problem. So like we contacted Nifty Gateway. Obviously, there was nothing they can do since he didn't have like 2FA on. They transferred all of them out of like a wallet, not on Nifty Gateway,
Oh,
obviously, at a mass. So I think they're still sitting in that the wallet till today. Believe it or
oh
not, they
my
never.
god. So I want to say I remember the time when Nifty Gateway was like really getting on to people about 2FA. Because,
Yeah.
like, when, I think you and I maybe first kind of started or first started looking around the same time. The first time I ever seen a drop on Nifty was Trevor Jones Picasso Bull.
Okay.
And I like seen it like maybe a week or two after. It was on this
Mhm.
guy, actually, believe it or not, Jason Williams going parabolic.
Yeah,
It was
absolutely.
on it was on his stream, and like I was just happened to watch it, and I'm like, what the fuck is this stuff? And then that's when I started seeing it. But then like fast forward, I think it was like end of 2020 or like the beginning of 2021. Nifty was like everybody needs to put 2FA on. Like there's been some malicious players, blah blah blah, and things were kind of getting a little scary then. And I
Look,
don't
right? Because NFTs, like before like Nifty Gateway really popped off, people didn't know about
no
them.
no
First thing. And
no
then before even that, nothing was selling for anywhere near what they were going for at the top. Like, right? Things were selling like originally for like $20 here and there, like 15, $100, maybe max $1,000, like for like really limited pieces. And
right
like no one
one
knew
of
what
ones
exactly, no one knew what the
right.
hell they were doing, and just kind of just buying stuff and seeing what could happen, right? And then like that first like major drop comes around like Trevor Jones Picasso Bull, where you saw like the additions get scooped up like that. And then you had pieces that were going originally for 400 immediately going for 2 grand. That
Yep.
was a slip. And that's one of the drops, the few drops that I missed, like the initial like buy-in. And then
Did,
like
did
I
you did you click and then it was already sold
yeah,
out?
exactly.
Yeah.
I was like, there's a problem here. Someone knows something that I don't that made them get in before I did. I was like, what's happening? Because I started with the gateway from their first drop on, and I was like, I've never missed a drop. This is crazy.
Oh, you started with the first drop?
Yeah. Lyle Wargo, I think it was back in the day.
Oh my god. Wow, you're a total OG legend. And hey, I want to give you credit, and I don't think I've ever said this, but like it was either you or Sharik 911,
Huh?
which I think I found him through you. But one of you guys were like, "Hey, back when Squiggles was like $200, you're like, hey, everybody should just buy like their favorite color." And I'm like,
Yeah.
"What the
They were like
fuck?"
$20 minting on initially.
Yes. And I was like, I don't know what I don't even fucking know how to do that. And like I didn't. I didn't. And I kicked myself cuz that now I see you guys and I'm like, those motherfuckers.
Man, I minted 30 squiggles at the time. And like
Oh,
I got a tip from I think like Trill, deceased at the time. He was like,
wow.
it was early punks, a whole bunch of stuff. He was like, buy some squiggles. I was like, you sure? I was like, what are these things? So I looked at
Wow.
them, hung out. I was like playing around on the test net a little bit, and then I started minting some. And I minted like 5 or 10 at first, and Trill was like, that's all you minted? I was like, okay, I'll go fucking mint 20 more. All right.
Oh my god. And what was that, like a few $100s or something?
Exactly. It was
Yeah.
like probably like $600, whatever it was at the time.
Oh my god, you
And
crazy ass.
like obviously no one saw what was coming with them, especially now, right? And obviously Eric's been a major component of that, how he's here every day, in and out, every conference he's speaking, protesting for everyone's royalties and doing everything that he can to, make sure that the word is spread in the right way. And like I've luckily had the pleasure of like hanging out with him a bunch every time. Like there's a lot of conferences that we go to where we get the same house, so all hang out together.
That's so
He's like
awesome.
a really amazing, great guy. I mean, he's not just like that, like for the cameras or when he meets people. He's like that all the time.
That is
Like
so awesome,
anytime
man.
he can help somebody, he's like always there.
You know, you have such a great energy about yourself. I think that's why, what attracts these other people around you is, they just they're like, "Hey, Will, come over here, man. Let me tell you some alpha shit, man. Let me tell you." That's
It was such a close, like small community too back in the day. So it was like a lot of people, like they're all here for the same reasons, not so much to like really get rich, but they like kind of support the space and support the builders that were here and do the right thing. So
I
it's
love it.
changed a little bit since then, but there's still that core group that's still here.
Hmm.
You've
The
seen a
scene.
couple more people that have joined that clan and trying to push the space forward, which is a beautiful thing.
It's awesome, man. It's such a up and down roller coaster. Crypto and NFTs and anything in life. I think, but
For sure.
um, I think there's a pretty bright road ahead, man. Just as far as like positivity and new art and
Yeah.
like new people coming in and stuff. That's so exciting when you see new artists come in and they're just sharing their art and it's just all raw. It's just
Yep.
like, hey, check out what I made, and then you're just like taken back. What's maybe some newer artists or some projects or that you're looking at the moment?
Well, yeah, I mean, I got really big into, I feel like checks and O'Peppin over the past few months. Obviously, not so much newer,
Okay.
but like the kind of projects that have spun off it that, Jackson introduced a bunch of artists into O'Peppin and
Hmm.
kind of into that whole community where they've all kind of done like their own kind of spin-off project on it or just like release their own art, right? And it's been really cool to kind of follow that whole timeline, kind of support those builders, everyone who's kind of working on that community because I feel like they have like a very genuine community like I haven't seen since very early on. Everyone's kind of there for the right reasons. I mean, some of them obviously a lot of people talk about price and
Right.
when things go up day, et cetera, et cetera.
But it
But
is
I mean, this is
exciting, though. It is exciting when
it
it's
is
good.
exciting,
When it's not
100%,
great.
especially when you announce a Snowpro collab, right? It's
Uh-huh.
like, how do you not get excited about that and sweep floors and things get crazy? But I
That's
mean, it's been beautiful. It's like all like the smaller artists that he's brought on earlier. And then Jack's just been a great component for the space. As far as like how he speaks, how he handles himself, how he like presents his projects. Just like Ace's guy.
yeah, yeah. I think
Like
he's
that
done
moving.
great. He
Yeah.
he's done great with like changing the metadata. Like just boom,
For
he'll
sure.
come out with something that's like relevant at the time. Like I remember who's that big collector like Vaughn something
Von Mises.
that came out with like the Pepe face or whatever. No, no, no. It's
Hmm.
a Snoop Dogg collector guy.
Which one?
Here, let me pull him up here. He's like a huge collector, like one of the biggest in
Cosmo?
the space.
Cosmo?
Yes,
Right.
yes, yes. Cosmo.
Yep.
He did a drop. I'm pretty sure it was him. And then VV Checks like copied it or something. I don't know. It was kind of funny, or maybe it was vice versa. But anyway,
Well,
it's
BVD copied Jack's.
Vince Von Doe. Yeah, Vince Von
Yeah,
Doe. That's who it
no, he
was. Yeah.
copied like checks in a way. So he sold notable Pepes, right? And he started
Yes.
a whole project with that.
Yeah, that's fun stuff. I really
Like
like
a
that.
nod to the creator, really is what it comes down
Yes.
to.
It was cool. It was fun. And
Yeah.
and what is VVD doing with that shit now?
So he's
Just
been doing like Pepe drops with it.
oh,
So
nice.
yeah,
Like
they
like
kind of did
like
like
notable
a spun off,
Pepes.
like notable Pepes. Yeah, correct.
Whoa.
Which
That's
has
a
been cool. He's brought on a bunch of artists to do Pepes for that. It's been
okay.
a really cool project. But like it's so funny whenever like anyone asks like about Jack's ecosystem because they're like, I'm confused. Like how do I start? Like whether it's O'Peppins or checks, because it's like I don't understand, right? But it's so much easier when like you kind of break it down. He released checks. there's editions that are unrevealed, there's originals that are the revealed, right? And obviously, everyone always kind of puts that premium on an edition that hasn't revealed prior. So it's kind of like the same kind of concept, and they're deflationary, right? So it makes it even kind of more appealing to a collector or people that have been in the space for a little while, especially when they kind of catch this attention. And the more that ended up getting moved over to an original, end up getting composited and broken down into a 16 check or a 4 check or a 1 check. And I think you've seen the supply go from like 16,000 down to, I think it's like around 11,000 right
Oh
now.
my goodness.
Yeah. So, I mean,
Oh, that's exciting.
it's only been like 7, 8 months, right? So it's going to be interesting to see what the long-term thesis, how that plays out. So I see it playing out very similar to Squiggles, except they had that deflationary aspect where I can see that getting even more
Oh,
rare.
oh, that's wild.
Yeah.
It seems like he's literally checking every box. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
pretty much. And it's kind of like you're the artist in a way, because after you composite your checks, you're kind of building out what you want, right? It's
That's
like
wild.
you're compositing like a one check, a green solid check to with a bunch of like another one that's full of Skittles and just like and then it combines into something different. And
Oh my god. What a master.
right, it's pretty cool. And then
That
Okapin's just like a fun project in general. It's just like
well,
you
and
opt in,
that's
art that
a
you like, and it's pretty simple. It's like you either like it or you don't opt in, or you do, and then you either buy on the secondary if you don't get it, or you don't. So
that's like a great influence for, these future artists. I mean, all these
yeah,
like creative juices, I mean, they're all going to just collab and just going to be like some mega NFT ultimate god that comes out in the next couple of years and
I mean, what's crazy about this space is like every artist is literally just like one project away from breaking out, right? It's just
right.
like it's that one project that catapults you, that catches on.
Yeah. It could be anybody.
Yeah.
Could be
Whether
anybody.
it's, whether you're selling one of ones for 30 ETH or you're selling out, 200, 300,000 piece collections. It's like everyone takes a different path, and not what works for somebody is not going to work for somebody else. So,
Right, true. And you know what? I'm in sales. I'm a car salesman.
mhm.
And I believe that to the fullest. I tell these new guys, I'm like, look, just because I'm telling you do it this way doesn't mean it might not work for you. So just like take everybody's opinion and just create your own out of it. Do whatever works for you.
For sure. I mean, that's kind of what I've done with my collecting thesis and just like being here in general, because I was never really an art collector prior to this. And now people see me as like a big art collector, and I'm like, no, I'm just like a normal guy that just like likes things and support good people and like that are doing good things in the space, and change lives here and there where we can. So luckily, I've been able to partner up with Ian Zanzibar and Benny Redbeard over the past
Nice.
couple of years, and we've been able to do some fun stuff,
Oh,
kind of
that's
for
awesome.
artists. Yeah.
I seen you guys were real into the Sam Spratt Monument
Yes.
game.
So we were actually the first group that actually ended up buying a skull in the secondary.
Oh wow, that's
I think
smart
we
of you
paid like
guys.
5, 6 ETH at the time.
Yeah,
And
that's
that was really
great.
kind of Benny giving us the push on that. And then I was like, yeah, it makes sense to me. So
Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's still a lot of momentum going on with that project, and it's definitely shined the light on Sam Spratt. I didn't really know him until Fiwo did something with Sam Spratt, and I was like, oh damn, this guy's pretty
yeah.
talented. I think
So,
Fiwo bought
yeah, collected one
something.
of like
Yes.
the Lucy pieces, correct.
Yeah, and I was like, damn, he's paying a lot of jack for these things. Who is this guy? And I was just
Yeah.
like, wow,
Because Cosmo was the first collector. I forget who was second. It might have been Anchor Drops, and then it was Fuo, I believe, or it was vice versa, second and third. And then after that, things kind of got crazy. But
and then
but Sam's
yeah,
Sam's just like an incredible artist. Just like the way his mind works, like what he puts into like the motion and the artistic ability that he has is just insane.
I can
Um,
pull some of this stuff up here.
yeah, please do, because like I don't know how the man does it. And he just like he's able to articulate it so well and really get the message out there to people who want to listen to it, right?
I
So what he was able to do with Monument Game was like really incredible, really special.
It was the craziest gamified NFT drop I've ever seen.
And Nifty really, really pulled out all the guns for that one for him. So I got to give them kudos as well. I think they worked on that with him for about a year, year and a half prior to releasing that.
Wow, I didn't realize it'd been that long. Of course, they probably don't want you to know what they're working on behind the scenes here. Can you see that?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So this is a collection. So we can click on that, and I mean, we don't have to go into detail because there's like a lot of stuff, with
But I
this.
mean,
But
pretty simple, right? It was like 256 editions. Skull owners were 50, there's 50 skull owners basically. All gave one of the pieces away. So there was about 200 left basically that ended up going to sale. And each one of those was your ticket or game piece to, write an observation in the monument game, which was collected by, I believe, Ryan Zer on 101, which are amazing collectors as well. So
wow, yeah, winning bid 420.69 ETH. What a perfect bid.
yeah, right.
I mean, that can't get any more perfect. I mean, you could just like screenshot this right here and steal the art. I
That will
mean, this
age
is
well.
just amazing. Yeah. Wow. And then you
In
have
the
your
middle of
game
a bear market,
winners.
nonetheless, too, right? So
What is it?
in the middle of a bear market, nonetheless, too.
Oh
So
my God. Yeah. I mean,
goes to show you, like, art when done the right way and presented the right way can still make waves. So
quality, quality, bro.
yep.
So, I guess we're, you know, 24 minutes in, 20 something minutes. Couple more things, and I gotta let you roll here.
All right.
Thank you, Will.
This one.
Um, what are some of the most coveted grails that you have in your collection? Would you like to share that with us?
100%. It's a tough one because I love so many of the pieces in my collection, and it's not like I focus a lot on art, but there's like a couple of pieces, obviously, other than I mean, they can be considered art if you want to, but are not. I mean, most people wouldn't say they are. So obviously, like my board ape,
Okay.
is
Your
one of them.
background. Your
My
background there.
background, exactly. Uh, I minted like 30 of them. That's the only one I ended up keeping after like a week
Wow.
or two. Yeah.
Good
I,
job, dude.
I know, right? I kept like my favorite one
Yeah.
being like my personality, my profile now. So
Dude, it's like arguably, I think one of the, like probably top 10 maybe or something. I think,
shit,
but
man.
anyways, yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, and I ended up giving like two of the 30 away. One to Sergito and one to like Prop Cause. I think Sergito's
Nice.
ended up selling at like 5 ETH, which was
Still,
yeah, it's still great.
still
And then
great.
Prop Cause waited until a long time. He actually ended up doing very well, so I was very happy for him.
Was he like, hey, well, here's a little,
No, but it's all right.
whatever. That's cool.
Okay.
Like, you probably feel good for him.
Yeah, no,
Yep.
100%. Listen, change the guy's life. So at the end of the
Yep.
day,
Okay, great.
it
Yep.
went to a good cause, right? So
That's so awesome, man.
then, so obviously the ape, my politics is bullshit piece by people, minted that for $1 back in the day.
I clicked and it was
It's
sold
a very
out.
iconic piece. So it's just like one of those things that I feel like I'll never sell unless I hit the price that I really want for it.
Okay.
I'm no problem waiting. It's like one of
Okay.
those really just like iconic pieces, one of the people that are just continuing to do things in the space and kind of push this space forward and support other communities other than just him and his work. So
Yeah,
it's
Beeple's a G, man. I haven't been to any of his parties or anything at his warehouse, but man, he's got some pretty dope stuff that he's doing. I know his brother was in like Boeing or something, and
yeah.
like,
He's the one that helped him do Human One.
oh, I didn't know they were part of Human One.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So yeah, I went to Beeple the first event that he did when he first opened. And that was a crazy time. He had such a wild experience. I mean, the gallery section of it was so cool just to kind of like go through his life and where he first started and like kind of like starting in his bedroom to his VJ sets and then kind of onto his work now. It was really, really cool to see. And then like the big room was just like insane with all the screens and all that stuff. And then when you had the papers falling from the ceiling, shit got crazy. So
Did you get a couple of those papers?
I got a couple of the papers, but none of the NFTs. So But I do
Th-
have a couple of signed prints from him from early on.
oh yeah.
One of the open editions that he did back in the day, I ended up getting sent someone else's and not my own. Um, so I ended up sending it back to him, and he was like, as a thank you, he just sent me a couple signed prints, which was really cool.
Damn. He did a drop, a sign print drop on his Discord.
Okay.
And I remember I was so fucking ready. He's like, "Hey, I'm just gonna say like go, and then you guys are gonna like say this phrase, and then you'll get like the signed print."
Nice. How many were
So
there?
I
I
think
missed
like
that.
69,
Nice.
and I was like, "Okay, all right, I'm ready." And then so he said something, and I was like, "Okay," and then he had it like on slow mode. So if
Okay.
you typed, you were out. Like you had to wait until the queue.
Ah,
So he
gotcha.
was being real tricky, and like people were typing, and I was holding off.
Feelings like that.
And I remember, I'll never forget. I was driving to work, and I was like, "Fuck!" Like I've been ready all morning. Like I woke up early, and like I'm
Yeah.
still waiting, and I'm just staring at this screen. Not. I'm only at red lights, and and I remember he said something, and it like threw me off, and I typed, and I was out. And then literally like 2 minutes later, he's like, "Okay, go," and then people just got it, and I'm like, I fucked up by like 2 minutes. But you know what? That ain't the first time like something like that's happened, and I think it's okay, to not always win and
Listen,
to
it's
like
all experience, right? It's for the next time. So
correct. Yeah, it's great times. Um,
then
speak.
like some pieces that I have, like ACK, I couple collected some of his piano pieces, which I love those.
Oh, Ack is a G, bro.
G man. His performances, put it that way, are bar none.
I love the
Can't-
theme. I love it.
right?
I love it.
And then we have a couple of Fuel pieces that I collected early on. One of three piece,
Yes.
reaching
Yes.
for a hand to hold.
When you did
That
when
was a crazy.
so okay, question. What made you go for that piece? Cuz there was Shattered Glass, there was the other
Mhm.
one, and then there was the 3 of 3 and then the 1 of 1. What
I
made
was
you
I
go
wanted the rarest piece, put it that way. I was like, if I don't get it, I don't get it, but it is what it is. I'm going for it.
So did that one sell out like quick, or did it take a second because it was a little more expensive?
No, it was instant.
Okay. 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 So I tried to
I
go
think every single piece from that collection was gone like immediately.
yeah, I tried to go for the memories one or something. It was like
Yeah.
the 15 edition maybe or
Mhm.
10 or something. I couldn't get it. I was clicking, I was like just like had my
That
finger
was
on the
like
trigger.
that was peak Nifty Gateway times, basically. Like right when it was like all starting. So it was like need to get in the back door or something. So
Yeah, I was clicking so fast, and then I didn't get it, and then I was like, I should have went for Shattered Glass because there was more.
yeah. But
Anyways,
listen, live you
yeah,
learn. Buy a
yeah,
piece on the secondary, call
I
it a
didn't,
day.
I didn't, I didn't do it, and I was like, damn. But the next mint FIWO, it was actually on my birthday, December
Oh, nice.
29. That's what it dates as, but honestly, I feel like it was January 1st, but whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. So, anyways, FIWO did that open edition, and there was two of them. It was the day I decided to fly,
Yes.
and then there was one other one, and I got the more expensive one, and I'm glad I did. And later on, they like FIWO went like real crazy, like 2021 end or
Yeah.
something, and I ended up selling it to David Pardee, the poker player, for
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
eight for like 18 grand.
Nice, man. See?
And that was like my biggest sale year to date, and so that was huge. Like I was able to pay off this truck lease that I had, and I went on Twitter at the time, now it's X, and I was like, yo Fiwo, thank you so much. I paid off my lease on my truck. I really appreciate you, what you do.
Life changing for a lot of people, man. It was crazy.
I love your art. And he ended up like reposting it and saying, thank you so much. This is awesome. And it just made me feel great.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, it was awesome to see a lot of people like winning back in the day,
Uh
right? People
huh.
were buying houses, paying off their student loans, and
Yeah.
Which
So I ended up buying a. Speaking of buying a house, I bought a Mad Dog Jones thought as a system on secondary for like $400,
okay.
and waited until they did the burn, and
Oh,
like
dude.
and right at the tail end, man, I sold, and it
You
was
sold
like
for
a
what, 50?
111 grand.
Nice. There was one
Yep.
offer I think at the time for like 250K. I was like,
Yes.
yeah, I sell because I own both of the pieces and I
I
never sold.
remember. Yeah, I remember you had two, and you're
Yep.
like, I'll sell it as like a two-piece deal. I remember
Yeah, I
that
think it was like
shit.
500K or something like that. I was like, it's a crazy time.
So do you still have those
I still
works?
have those two pieces. Yep.
Oh, those
Don't plan on getting rid of those anytime soon.
no, those ones just like aesthetically wise are just so dope. Like probably like my most favorite like art NFTs. Like they're just like fucking iconic
They're
too.
dope. Like Coldy, I'm a huge fan of. Like
Yep.
early on, I was lucky enough to like grab a one of one from him on Nifty. It's one of my favorite pieces, like the
Okay.
Buffett Punk Buffett piece.
Okay.
So it's pretty cool. Love that. Coldy's just like a good dude. He's an OG, man. He's just been here since almost day one, right? And he's
I
just
he came on the show
oh
real
yeah,
early on. Yeah, he's been on the show, man. Check it out.
awesome. Yeah, I gotta check
Yeah,
that out
yeah,
for
that's pretty
sure.
cool. So
But like I collected like a nifty next copy piece early on. I think it's one of
okay,
the only one I don't sell like many like art pieces. So like it just got to a time where X copy was just like blowing up and it was crazy. I was getting like insane offers for like a one of like 25 or one of 20 piece,
okay.
right?
Was it?
Like
What was it?
I think it was Mortal something. Can't remember the exact name of
Mortal
it right
something.
now.
Okay, it wasn't Doomed, was it?
No, it wasn't Doom. No,
Mortal Enemy, maybe or something.
it was like the one with the guy. He was like behind like the bars.
Oh yeah, I love that one, and it's
Yeah,
going
yeah, yeah.
all crazy
Yeah,
sideways. Yeah, he's
exactly.
green.
Yep.
And, yeah, I love
Yep.
that
Yep.
one. Yeah,
I ended up selling that for I think like 60K,
yeah.
but it was like a
Oh
five hundred
yeah,
dollar initial purchase. So it was like, and like you could have bought them on the secondary for like the longest time for like between 500 to 1,000. It's
to a
just like
thousand.
so
Yep,
nuts.
that's
Yeah,
crazy. I bought into Afterburn,
yeah.
and
I,
I totally fumbled. I sold it for 2 grand, and literally I think I was like, literally right before it went crazy. That was the last sale.
okay.
Yeah,
Always a
two
rough one, right?
yeah
I was
two
that.
grand, and then it was like 3, 4, 5, 6, and I'm like, damn, I literally sold the bottom.
There's been two things that I fumbled the bag on pretty hard. That's the first thing is apes because I
Okay,
minted and got rid of those pretty early. And the other thing is Justin Aversano twin flames piece. I minted from him early on. You know, it was an early supporter. It got to like I think that was like around October or November, and then it was like January or February. And this is before I really got big into like photography, NFTs, and things like that. And Justin came back to me. He's like, "Do you want to sell it back? Like I'm buying pieces back, et cetera, et cetera." So I was like, "How much are you offering?" So I was like, he was like 5. I was like, "No, I'm not gonna sell it." And so waited a couple of weeks. Ended up selling it to him for like 7 ETH.
oh my
And
god,
I
which is crazy.
dude, and there was like literally the following week they started going for like 15, 20. And then the following week they hit like 50, 60. Next week they went to a fucking 100, 150. I was so
No,
mad at myself. I like lost it for like a week.
no.
Yeah, it was rough.
Ah.
I owned the Buffett twins piece too, so it was probably like one of the rare pieces in the collection, I would say.
Oh my god, I bet you just wanted to stab yourself in the heart.
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh
You
my
live and you learn
god.
though. It's a good lesson. So
Wow, man. You're such a legend, man. That's awesome.
it's good times. Listen, you can look back on it, laugh, and kind of brush it off, and at least you have some good stories from it, right? So,
Man, you're such a chill dude. Hey, real quick, and then we gotta roll out the intro. Any meme coins that you're looking at?
oof.
Meme bags?
Listen, you know I'm a Pepe lover at the end of the day. Was big on that since early. Do think they have a little potential to come back.
Okay.
Probably more into the bull run, but we'll see what happens here. They get the Coinbase listing. It could be them a little bump, but I'd probably sell right after that happens.
Okay.
But Mog is definitely making some tears. FLC, flooring protocol. I'm not sure if you've seen that at all. Not so much a
FLC.
meme coin. Not so much a meme coin. They're actually doing shit with it.
Okay.
Uh, but FLC flooring protocol. So they're basically like you can exchange certain pieces in collections. So say like apes or penguins, right? And you get a UBACY token, or you get a U Pudgy token or something like that, which signifies you owning, like that part, that NFT that's in the protocol.
Interesting.
Uh,
Okay. It's almost
yeah,
like tokenizing work.
exactly. It's basically
Okay.
tokenizing, what's it called? Collections is basically what it comes
That's
down to.
awesome. I
Yeah.
love that.
So it's supposed to, like, support floors and kind of, make sure that things don't get too crazy anymore like they did in
Okay.
the past. But who knows what happens, right? I think
Wow.
we've been through it with NFTX in the past, but it's definitely a little bit different than what they were presenting back at the time. So,
That's crazy. Okay. Well, thank you
and
for
then I
I
saw
gotta jot
another
that down.
one yesterday. Hold on one second. I'll pull it up for you. A buddy of mine, his name Debussy on Twitter, posted it and saw it when he posted. I think it was like at 15 cents.
Okay.
Last night, this morning it was like at 70 cents. So I was like, fuck me. Didn't buy it, of course.
Uh-huh. That always happens. It's like
It's
that
back down
meme
to the 50s now.
where the ones that you buy they all go down. The ones
Of
that you
course.
sold too early goes up, and then the one that you didn't buy is just straight up.
Always what happens,
Yeah.
right? Except Pepe worked for me. So Pepe, and at the time it was Turbo. Pepe and
Okay.
Turbo.
Yep. Yep. I totally missed Turbo. I did end up buying a good sized bag for me. I put 200 bucks in and got 10 billion, and sold a little bit of it into the pump, and then like got left with like 1 billion, but made
Yeah.
a couple ETH or something. It was all right for me.
I had a lot of conviction in Pepe early on. I ended up selling a couple of NFTs, which I rarely do, to ape into shitcoin to this shitcoin. So
There
I
you
was
go.
like,
There you go.
see what happens with it. Ended up doing very well. Didn't sell at the top, unfortunately, but I still, took out a decent amount, which was very nice, especially in the middle of a bear market.
Right,
So
right. That's just extra ammo.
that's it. The other coin that I'm just looking at is called Token Site,
Okay.
TKST.
TKST. That's the ticker.
Yep.
All right. Thanks, buddy.
And now it's a team from the X Ethereum Foundation.
Okay.
Alex is advising.
Whoa.
So
Well, that's pretty big.
this will be like a DEX exchange or something like that. So I'm sure it'll probably end up being pretty big. We'll see what happens.
All right.
Some people are talking about it being the next Unibot already. So I'm like, all right, calm down. But
Okay. Well, thank you again for sharing all your knowledge, man. Really appreciate you coming on the show. Anything else you want to talk about or give a little shout out before we head out?
um, yeah, I'll give a little shout out to my Guppy fam. All the artists that I collect from, photography and everything else. They've proven to shout out. So pro.
Awesome,
uh,
man.
Obviously Benny, Ian, and I'm gonna plug in some shades real quick, if you don't mind.
There you go. Do it.
I've been working on these with the team, the Opepin frames,
Okay. There you
real
go.
life sunglasses.
Damn, those are fly, bro.
These are the prototype. We're currently in the
Whew.
middle of like going through production right now, and hoping to get these out. Well, I was hoping to get them out for Basel, but I don't think that's going to happen. But
Damn.
more info coming on those soon. You can follow Pepin Frames on Twitter. We're gonna start seeing a lot more action out of there. And yeah, that's pretty much it, man.
Bro, that's dope, man. So if I
Appreciate having
don't
me on.
have a VV check, can I go on and buy some of them fly shades?
Yeah, for sure. We're gonna run probably a small limited run first, anywhere from like 500 to 1,000.
Okay.
We're gonna open it up first to checks holders
Sure.
and open holders. If you own or know Pepin Pengu, you're gonna be able to get one of these, claim one of these for free.
Oh wow.
We're open up some more of those little surprises too towards the end for others in the community. But yeah, you'll definitely have your chance for sure, as long as they don't get sold out immediately. We'll
Damn.
be planning on doing another iteration if that does happen. So
Awesome, man. Well, maybe I might not get the first gens, but I might get something off of secondary or, later down the line. But again, Will, thank you so much for coming on the show, man. Really appreciate having you. You guys have a wonderful Sunday or whatever day you're watching this. Take care, guys.
I'm good, man. Appreciate you having me on.
I could lose you like some loose change. Usually I like to kick it through the Luke Kane. Every night, living life out of suitcase. Too many voices in my head to hear what you saying. That's why I'm swimming in this liquor like a pool day. That's why I'm flying out to Vegas on a Tuesday. Yeah, I might catch a couple L's, but I'm cool, J. You never know, just like the shoes say. A new wave, I am on, wonder where my mind is gone. Every time I write a song, I feel like I right or wrong. I keep running right in place, might as well enjoy the chase. Wish I knew back then what I know right now. So fresh, but I guess how I wanna. Made a name, made my way to California. Getting paid and I get it how I wanna. Yeah, tell me what you need, huh? Maybe something just a little bit stronger. That bitch good smoke, better lawyer. All for it, always for the paranoia. Oh yeah, tell me what you need. No, I ain't over the top with all these things I got. Only way I know because the work don't stop. Going up these levels, but there ain't no top. I've been there, I done it, it's never enough. I ain't switch up, oh no, never change my plans. Thinking about manana, never show my hand. Keep my face on poker, every day I show up. Know I got it now, fuck you talking about, get up out of my way. If I said it, I meant it, ain't no discussion. And the smartest thing I ever said was nothing. Yeah, you gon' see, nothing left to do but me. Wish I knew back then what I know right